everybody about everything all of the time, and you'll be free. You'll never have to bog your mind up worrying or wondering or trying to remember the lies that you told. You'll never get in trouble. I thought that is really, because for me, when I was lying a lot when I was young, especially, and even into later years, you had to keep all the lies straight, you know? And then, there's a few lies that I told that I actually believe them. One was I used to tell people that I fell off a ride when I was a kid at the fair, and that's why I was afraid of rides. And literally, I just kept telling that for years and years. And then one day, a few years back, I had a memory. I go, I didn't fall off the ride. My mom bumped her head really bad, and it scared the hell out of me. We went to the St. John's ambulance, it's called the tent at the fair, for first aid. But it really scared the hell out of me as a young boy. And I told this whole story for years. I think I was in my 50s when I had that memory that that's not what happened. I have a few of those, I can't believe I just bought this lie. I was telling it for so long, and really thought it was true. So anyway, well, Sane, how you doing?
Great, great. The thing is, I didn't read the book through to the end, but for the sixth chapter, I just really used it in my life. And yesterday, I ended my partnership with my with some guy that I was working for past 4 years, and I thought they are helping me to grow my business and other things. But I realized that I'm lying to myself. I'm serving them, and the payment is not the worth of my doings, the results that I'm creating for them.
Right.
And it's like I was the work I did was worth around $10,000, but I paid around 100, and I was happy with that, and I was lying to myself for that. And I just ended it, and I feel so free. I think I can do anything right now, and I'm working on that 90-day goal, working on it, and what am I going to do, and my specialty, and like that.
Yeah, no, that's good. Good stuff. You said you ended on chapter 6. Is that what you said?
Yes, yes. It's just like I had too much to do for others, and my plan was so many things to do, and I just forgot about the book. And but every time I remembered it, I just went back to chapter 1, the judgment,
Yeah.
and lying to myself, and used it again and again.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's so good. I mean, I guess to that point, all the things that are in this book are just things that I had to remind myself that I already knew, and just keep hammering home the truth until it stuck to a point where I could put it in a book, but also stuck to a point where it actually worked, where I felt comfortable putting it in a book to tell other people how to do it. So I'm glad. It makes me happy to hear that. So what about you, Vicky?
Uh, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. How are you? Thanks to see you.
I'm fucking stuck. I'm stuck.
I'm
Very
coming to
fucking.
Ireland. I'm coming to
I'm
Ireland.
really, I'm stuck in Ireland.
I'm coming to Ireland.
I can't wait to see you. Coming to Belfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a ticket and go and see you.
All right, good. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
August, the end of August.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. At the Titanic Museum.
Happy days, Doug Dane.
Yeah, that's
Love
gonna be.
Belfast.
I know. I've been there. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's very cool. So, what?
Oh, I'm so stuck. I'm stuck up here.
Yeah. Well, let's get you unstuck, shall we? All
Yeah, please, Doug.
right. What's going on up here that you think you got yourself stuck?
I have myself rightly fucking stuck. So,
I
uh,
just love
honestly,
it.
I just said, you know what? I just gonna just put it all out because I need someone to help me.
Good idea.
So I have to move out of the place where I am.
Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't know, I'm living in a mobile home in a forest. But this is good because it has allowed me to save the money that I need to buy a house.
Right.
So the landlord told me I have 3 months to go because he's selling the land.
Right.
So I have put in for a mortgage.
Mhm.
And just that fear keeps coming into me because in Ireland at the minute there's a bit of a house thing going on where there's not enough houses. Well, that's what where they're projecting to us.
So why are you stuck?
Because I'm stuck thinking, oh, I'm not going to get a mortgage. I'm not going to get the right house. Am I going to pick the right house? I'm just stuck up here. All
Yeah.
this fear is coming in.
Yeah. Do you have any evidence to back up those thoughts?
No,
No. Okay.
just my own madness.
Yeah. No, I get it. I was just on the hot seat. I was just talking with someone this morning that I got some news yesterday that normally it would have really got me to worry, and I would have been making up a bunch of things like you are. And I was driving to Starbucks this morning thinking, man, this is cool. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm not worried. I know that, it's all going to work out. And then that was at 9:30 this morning when I was on the hot seat call. It started around 11. Around 11:30, about 2 hours later, all of a sudden I was getting these text messages. And the situation was resolving itself without me doing anything. And the situation is going to actually end up, I'm going to be in a better situation than when I was last night when something happened. And I was thinking to myself, because it's about awareness. We have to be you're aware that you're doing this to yourself. You know enough about this.
Yeah.
If you think of the stick person, that little guy there, you're the one that's doing it. That's good. At least you know that.
Yeah.
At least you're aware you're stuck. That's good.
Yeah.
Because most people aren't aware what they're doing themselves, and they're not even aware they're stuck. And all they really are is in victim mode, and they blame everybody because they don't understand. They don't understand why they're feeling the way they're feeling and why they're thinking the way they're thinking. And I mean, they understand what's going on, like i.e., they're worried. They know what they're worried about, but they don't realize that they can control that. So now that's when I first was told that, that's easier said than done. Obviously, your habitual way of operating is the current mode you're in that's got you stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you get that from? Who taught you that?
I think it's from my childhood.
Yeah, well, of course it is. But anything
Yeah.
specific? Were your parents worriers? Were your friends
Yeah.
and family? Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch them worry about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
came from quite a poor family.
yeah, me too. And in Ireland, not just Ireland, but in Ireland, there is a real poverty mindset in the country.
Yeah.
And it's generational.
Yeah.
Linda, don't you? Linda Tui?
Yeah.
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 She was on the call earlier today at the hot seat call, and we were talking. And we were just referencing a call her and I had a couple of weeks ago. And for her, what was causing her to get stuck, I said, you got to place the blame, Linda, in the right place. You got to place the blame on your mom's shoulders. And she didn't feel good about that. And what we came up with is actually, it's not really mom's fault either. It's mom's mom and mom's mom's mom and so on and so forth. It's generational. It's ancestral.
Yeah.
She goes, I can place the blame on my ancestors. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
In Ireland, there's some ancestral history that is still playing out today,
Yeah.
still with that same mindset, So, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm here tonight. I came on tonight. I'm ashamed to tell anybody.
What are you ashamed of?
I'm just ashamed of the poverty consciousness in my mind.
Right. Yeah. And so you don't want to, you don't want people to know or admit what you're having to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Some people would be envious that you're living in a mobile home in a forest.
Yeah, I know.
And we go, oh God, I'd love to live that way.
Yeah. But you know what? It's like a bleeding oven at the minute.
It's what?
It's like a bleeding oven at the minute.
Hot, eh?
It's fucking roasting. It's too hot because metal heats up.
I just listen. I love to swear. I just love the way the Irish swear. Fuck, facking, facking. Do you ever see that? There was a video that went viral of a little dog. Oh my God, my daughter would play it over and over. It was a little Jack Russell, I think. My name is and oh, what the hell was it? God, it's in my head. And he kept on using the word feckin'.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny. All right, but let's talk about the shame thing, okay?
Yeah.
Do you remember the chapter on shame in my book? Did you get that far?
No, you see, do you know what happens
Tell me.
when I get upset and when I get emotional? I literally just throw all the fucking books out the door and say this doesn't fucking work, and then I get annoyed, and then I get emotional, and here I am now.
Yeah.
It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah. No, I get it. Listen, I've been there many, many times. Wake up, going, what the hell's the point of listening to this?
I know. Well, how
Okay,
long
listen.
do I have to suffer like this for? When am I going to get it?
Well, okay, here's the deal. So on the call, on the hot seat call, and if you get time, if you can make some fucking time, watch the hot seat call recording, the replay that we just did today. It'll be up probably by tomorrow whenever Tyson's got a process. But I want you to watch that call because you'll see a real breakthrough with somebody. And the point of it was that what I was talking about was that I started to study the science around mindset and psychology and emotions and all this stuff. And it was counterintuitive to what I had learned, but it made a lot of sense. It just because it was science. It was science based about this, and I've got a bit of a scientific mind. Going, this makes so much sense, but it would be hard for me to believe it because it's not what I believe to be true at all.
Yeah.
But I was like you. I was fucking stuck, and I got pissed off, and I got all right. This is making sense. I'm going to go down this road because my way is not working, and so that's what I did. So I talked about it on that call, okay. And I was talking really just explain quite simply how to approach this letting go of this recurring pattern of yours, okay. So for instance, okay, so here's one thing. Anybody that ever says they feel ashamed for whatever reason, like you do, anybody who was told they should be ashamed, they really have to understand shame properly because most people are using it improperly. Okay. Shame is very useful. It's very, very effective if used the right way. So in chapter 4, you should be ashamed. I started out defining what shame is, right? Shame, a noun, a painful emotion caused by consciousness or awareness of guilt, shortcoming, or impropriety. Okay? So the shame you're feeling is being caused by your consciousness or awareness of probably, in your case, some shortcoming. You probably feel like you're falling short in the eyes of others.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we'll come back to that in a second. If you look at the definition of this, okay, shame is very, very useful. If I do something that's improper or really wrong, shame is good because it brings my awareness to the fact that I'm doing something wrong.
Okay.
And I can use it to make a decision. I'm not going to do that again. That was wrong. And I'm going to go apologize. I'm going to tell the truth, right? And the truth will set me free. Okay. The wrongful use of it is carrying that shame around After the shame comes up, you don't carry it around. You make a decision, you course correct, you change behavior, you make a decision, you're not going to do that again. You might still make the same mistake a few more times till you get it right, but you make a decision and then you drop the shame after you've made the decision. You just put it down. We were taught to carry it with us.
Yeah.
And it's like, the body you're living in. It's like, it's just part of us, it seems. Well, nobody really understood shame. And so I think shame is good, but I don't think it's good to carry it around after you've used it.
Yeah.
And so for you, the shame is a painful emotion coming up because of your consciousness to some shortcoming. You think that, you're falling short because of your situation and that you should be ashamed.
Yeah. My mom always used to say that to me. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's right. And you know why mom was saying it?
I don't know.
Because she was ashamed of herself.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you get that logically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we have to do is we have to hammer these truths home when we get the logic. And so the benefit of a call like this, or the benefit of a book like mine, is I'm just bringing awareness to the truth for you, so you can act from that part. But we have to separate the line, the mistaken identity. You're mistaken that you're ashamed. That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's a mistake that was made and put onto you, and now you're making the mistake of carrying it around with you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we break this down really simply, I can't stay here much longer. These calls are about 30 minutes or so. But this is a good little chat. If we break this down quite simply, you have to just really take a look at logically and go, do I have any reason to be ashamed about my situation? And I guarantee you, if anything comes up, it's only going to be because of your concern about what other people might think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. True.
That's primarily what it is. But there's also, your ego, your psyche, your mistaken identity likes to make you feel ashamed too. Go, Vic, you should be ashamed. You should be doing better.
Yeah. And it's like my mind says, you study this every day, and here you are making the same fucking mistake again.
Right. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think the only do you remember the little article in Thinking Results called Rules on Being Human?
Yes,
You remember that? Well, basically it's an unknown author, but it's basically, it's a very short little thing. It said life is just a series of lessons.
Yeah.
And every day you learn a lesson. And hopefully you learn from that lesson. If you don't learn from a lesson, you just keep being presented with another lesson and another lesson and another lesson until you figure it out.
Yeah.
That's life. Right?
Yeah.
So then we have to kind of lighten up on ourselves and go, geez, I can't be. And start laughing at yourself. Go, I can't believe I'm giving myself such a hard time. It's really kind of funny that I'm doing this. Man, oh man, like if you lighten up a little bit on yourself,
yeah,
your mistaken identity is way too serious, way too judgmental, just critical and judgmental and blah, 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 right? She's a real fucking,
I know.
Right? Right? And so, but we got to use our logic. That's all I do on these calls. Like I'm not emotionally involved with your situation. So I just use logic with you, just to change your mind enough where you feel a little bit different, where you go, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I don't feel as heavy now.
You don't feel as heavy now. That's right. But what we do is we're taught to suppress it and not talk about it. And we have this negative yapping and self-talk going on. And we lie to that video line. We lie to ourselves. Yeah. You're making up a bunch of.
It was the shame. Yeah. That's why I don't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, if I were you, I would Google the definition of shame, or just get the book out, take a picture of it, and just remind yourself of what is this shame. If you're ever saying to yourself, you should be ashamed, that's good if there's been some real wrong done by you.
Yeah.
And you need to correct it. And you need to make amends and tell the truth, confess, as they call it, whatever,
Yeah.
and you'll be free. But you do not keep carrying it around with you.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure, I don't know you very well, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing you're doing day to day that you should be ashamed about.
No.
No. So why would you do that?
Yeah. It's
Right?
all internal.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I caught you on a confident day and I was one of your close friends and you were more confident than me, and I said, Vicky, you should be ashamed. You go, why don't you feck off, Doug? That's what you would do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
go, screw you. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd
Yeah.
stand up for yourself. That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta start standing up. Your true self has to start standing up for itself.
Okay.
Don't let this mistaken identity run the show, or the mistaken beliefs that just got drilled into you that you've been living with for so long. It's causing you to worry about mortgage rates and house prices and all that stuff. It's all going to work out.
Okay.
Right. And you can't control what's going to happen tomorrow. All you can control is your thinking.
Yes.
Right. And so you got to, geez. And you just catch up. Oh, nope. I'm not going to worry about tomorrow. Like the news I got last night, I go, nope. And, I was a little annoyed. I got the message. I go, geez, what a big dummy, this person. And no, it's no big deal. I'll go to sleep and, I'm sure it'll be fine tomorrow. And sure enough, by 11:30, it's looking really good now. Better than what it was last night, And that's this, letting go. So, all right.
Thanks very much, Doug. Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, I'm obviously going to promote myself. I'm telling you, my book is different than any other book out there because I tell you how to do this.
Yeah.
I don't just tell you that you can do it and life is going to be rosy. I tell you how to do it. That's the big difference. All right.
I'm going to get back on it now.
All right, good.
I just throw it all out the window, when that happens when I'm like this fucking shit.
You should be ashamed, Vicky. I can't believe you're doing it.
I should be fucking really ashamed of myself. Thanks
All
so much,
right.
Dave. Thank
Well,
you.
listen,
You're much lighter.
thanks for popping on here. Listen, if you know anybody that needs to get unstuck, obviously get them the book, but to invite them to come on a call and not next week. Like today, if they're feeling like they need some help, say, hey, meet me at 1:00. Come on the call. This guy can help you. Just bring people here and you show up. Like you said, you showed up, Vicky, and we made a little turning point here. And now just let it stick. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Rafael, I'll call you back at about 5. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
All right, I'm here.
I'll phone you on Messenger. Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Great.
Okay, cool.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye.
See you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.